Welcome to another episode of Jim's Allotment Garden. Today's going to be a bit more normal than the last one. I'm going to take you around the allotment. There's been lots of things going on. We've been shelling all of the beans. We've had a problem there. We've been taking all the seeds out of the sunflowers, so we've got lots of sunflower seeds. We've been sorting out various things all around the allotment, but anyway, here's another episode of Jim's Allotment Garden. So we'll start in the greenhouse. As you can see, I've still got a few sunflowers here, but this is what it looked like earlier in the week. So there are all the heads. On some of them that were a little bit sort of thick, like this one here, what I've actually done is cut the back off with a knife, just to try and help it dry out a little bit. Now I'm not going to leave these like this for long, because I know if I leave them like this they will go mouldy within a week or so. So what I'm going to do is over the next couple of days, like over the weekend, I'll come up and get all the seeds out of these, and to save for over the winter for the chickens and other birds, and for the seed for next year. As you can see, there is a reasonable variety. They're all seemingly sort of black or white. I've got none with I was hoping to see some with a black stripe through so I could show you, but they're all various sizes, but they're all from the same seed. So you can see, you know, the size of that one is exactly the same seed as that one there, and actually those two were planted next to each other. So you can see, and planted at the same time as well. So you can see what a variety you get of sunflowers just from one lot of seed. So these are the sunflowers that we got out, and there's you can see there's about sort of 4 inches worth in there. So I don't know how many thousand that is, but this is basically about 9 or 10 sunflowers of the large sunflowers. You can see there's a variety of white and black seeds that you saw in the greenhouse earlier. Now, to be honest with you, because there's a lot of condensation in the greenhouse in the morning now, because it's quite cool at night, I'm leaving these in the house to dry out, because in the greenhouse there's going to be too much moisture and it could potentially send them mouldy. So this is what I've been talking about. This is the mould or the fungus or whatever that you get on. It starts to form around the edges of the flower. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to touch that infected part at all, and I shall give that straight to my chickens, and they'll be quite happy to pick all them seeds out themselves and eat that as it is. So another thing that I've just spotted is runner beans are always purple with sort of black spots on, and sometimes you get a bit more black or a bit more purple, or they're completely purple or whatever. I've never seen any completely black ones before, and these are normal runner beans, but the seeds are jet black, and they're all identical. These all came out of the same pod. As you can see, the seed is absolutely completely black. I don't know if you've seen any runner beans that are completely black like that before. If you have, put some comments down below, because I'd be interested to see if anybody else has ever seen any black ones before, because in all the years that I've been gardening, I've never once seen a completely black runner bean before. Okay, so these are the beans, and I've shelled these from the outer case. The problem I have had is some of them have already started to shoot. Now, unlike some seeds where you need to overwinter them and basically let them freeze, I've had probably about a dozen or so of them that have started to shoot. So obviously they've stayed a little bit too damp, which has caused quite a few of them to start to shoot. Now, when I was shelling them, probably about half of them had started to shoot, so I've put all the ones that weren't shooting in these trays, and again I'm keeping them in the house. to dry out because it's a little bit damp in the greenhouse. But there's quite a few sort of seeds that look a bit, you know, like they've got a bit too damp. They're not drying out quick enough. So it's my own fault. What I should have done was, rather than leaving them in the pot for a couple of days, what I should have done was laid them out on the floor. So that's a mistake of my own. Even though I said on the video I was going to spread them out, I didn't get around to doing it. So I think that's kind of kept the moisture in them a little bit longer than desirable, and that's why some of them are shooting now. I'm not sure, but I think these ones that have started to shoot here are basically no good because the root's going to die off, and it's not going to be any good in the spring in about 4 or 5 months' time. So I'm just hoping no more of these will shoot. But as you can see, there's got to be a couple of hundred there, so there's more than enough seed for next year. So the grapevines have done no more. That's pretty much what it was last week. The one thing that I have had a concern about is we seem to have some kind of rodent coming in, so these holes down the bottom are going to be blocked up at some point this week. And what I'm going to do is take all of these seeds out and put them in the shed, because what I don't want is obviously some mouse eating, going through the seeds and eating them all. So he's also eaten one of the leaves off the aloe vera plant. So anyway, the cucumbers are doing really well. They're still growing. I've got a peculiar shaped one, but and the one in the hammock here, as you can see, is growing quite nicely. That was all inside the hammock, so it's grown kind of 6 inches in the last week. So they're doing really well. Now, I had a comment earlier on in the week about sunflowers in response to the video I put out last week, later on last week. These are the sunflowers here, and basically I've had a comment from Steve Parker. Thank you for your comment, Steve. And he asked, a lot of people put sunflowers and stuff in the allotment, and he said, what is the you know, the sort of benefit from doing it, because he obviously wants to grow just stuff that he can eat. Well, I put sunflowers in the allotment where basically I can't grow anything else. So they typically go either up the side of the greenhouse here, and then they also go sort of round the tunnels. Now I can't grow anything up against the tunnels other than that, really. So, and obviously sweet peas and that. So the reason I grow sunflowers is kind of threefold, really. The first one, because I like to keep the seeds, as you've just seen, for the chickens. Secondly, I also obviously want the plot to look, you know, sort of reasonably attractive. So I grow them round the tunnels that you can see there, just to make it look a bit better, to be honest with you. And also I do like the look of sunflowers, so that's why I grow them. The calendulas down the bottom, I'm growing them on top of the drainage system where I can't really grow any vegetables. So there again, in a bit of ground that I can't grow anything else. So I don't really lose anything by growing it. And what I said to Steve was basically just bob them in somewhere where you can't grow anything else, because they always come in useful. You're attracting bees and other insects into the allotment, which is obviously good to you know, good to pollinate the rest of your plants in your allotment and stuff. So it's all good. And I also next year I'm going to grow these things, which are Nicardra. Now I've not grown these this year, but Nicardra seed pods, I don't know if you can see that, look kind of like that, and they look a bit like sort of Cape gooseberries, and the flowers are, I'll just open this up for you, so you can see there's like a small round sort of seed pod in there. Then inside there are all these little, I'm going to just rattle around here, all these little seeds. Now they'll grow next year. Now the usefulness of this plant, again, apart from it looking obviously attractive, is it's what you can call a sacrificial plant. Now aphids quite like this plant, and so if you plant this next to other plants that aphids like, they'll attack this plant rather than your brassicas or whatever. So that's another reason for growing flowers in your garden. You can also grow, as I told Steve, you can also grow lavender around where you're going to grow potatoes and stuff, because slugs really don't like lavender. And also you can grow a whole variety of sort of marigolds. Obviously calendulas are marigolds, but and they're and there's the obvious benefits from growing those as well. Now, I also had another message from Mark Davison saying about the sunflower seeds. Now, I give these the seeds as they are to the chickens. Now I have got obviously a load of these drying in the house, but these sunflowers that I've got here, which are drying away in the sun, I'm going to give them directly to the chickens. So the chickens are more than happy to pick the seeds out themselves, and the chickens are more than capable of eating the seeds as they are. You don't need to grind them down or anything like that. The one thing I did say to Mark was, if you have got smaller chickens like bantams or something like that, possibly you may need to sort of break them up a little bit. But I've got normal sized egg-laying chickens, so they're more than happy to eat these seeds exactly as they are. And if you look at wild bird seed packet that you get from shops, the sunflower seeds are whole in there anyway. So I'll just here's a quick video of the chickens eating a sunflower, and it takes them a sunflower kind of that big. It takes them probably about 2 hours to work their way through that during the day. So what I'll do is, I've already, as you've seen in the previous video clip, I've already stripped down I think 9 or 10 sunflowers. So all the rest of them, all I'll do is just dry them out in here, and then give them to the chickens sort of one at a time. So that's the greenhouse. I just wanted to say thank you for everybody who's left some comments over the last week or so. I do appreciate your feedback. So that's the greenhouse. Out here, as you can see, the mint and the balm and the hollyhocks at the back are sort of springing back into life and putting on some quite good growth. The bordery is just about the same as well. So just moving down, we've got quite a nice day today, but the carrots, I'm going to be eating some more of them later on today. The one problem that I have got, as I said in the greenhouse earlier, I've got some kind of road. I don't know if it's a rabbit or not, but you can see there's these little holes been burrowed out of the ground. So I have definitely got something in the allotment. So I need to keep my eye on that. Obviously, I don't want them in the greenhouse because they'll be munching through anything there that's edible. Moving down to here, I've cleared this ground out. That's just been all the larger weeds with sort of seeds on. I've pulled all them out and put them straight in the bin, and I've hoed it all over and raked off the weeds. So that's ready for putting the muck in and digging for the potatoes. The first tunnel is pretty much as is, was last week, so we've still got plenty of kale, which I'll be eating later today, and also the spinach as well is doing really well. I've pulled down all the sunflowers from here, so here's a quick video that I made earlier this week when I pulled all them and chopped them up. So to show you what I do with the sunflowers, I've already taken out that one there and the next one on. They're on the fire burning at the moment. So basically just make sure you got all the ties off the sunflower that you wanted to pull out, and if you just lean it over, pull it over, what you'll find is it'll snap off at the bottom, and then you lie it down on the floor like that, and then get a knife and then just take the top off, just at the like that. That should be enough. And then, like I showed on the last video, this is obviously easier if you've got two hands to do, but just as I showed you on the last video, just rub them over like that, get the little flowers off. They can go all over the ground, they'll dig in for the potatoes next year. So there's the flower, that's going to go in the greenhouse in a second. And then all I do is get a spade, and I'm going to do this left-handedly, so excuse me if I miss. About every 2 foot, there you go, I missed that time. Just chop the stems. Now, don't be tempted to leave these to dry, because after they've dried, they're almost impossible to chop up. So as you can see, I've chopped it into sort of 2 foot length or so, and that's just to get it in the fire. And then, so that's basically the stalk reduced down to the what's known now. Get a good fire going. What I've done is I've got some wood in the bottom of here, and you can't tell the heat's coming off this, but this is really hot. You need it hot because obviously this is quite sappy. So what you're doing is you're driving the sap off it first with the heat, and then it'll catch fire. So all you got to do then is just stick them in upright like that into the fire, and then they'll dry out and then start to burn in a few minutes. You can see the beams around the bottom. What I'll do is scoop them up in a minute and bob them in the top as well. But I'll just continue on with the sunflowers which are finished, which are obviously these remaining 3 here and all the ones on the other side. Just to show you, I was saying in the last video that the colour of the sunflowers does differ. So this is one that I've just taken off. As you can see, it's got white seeds on like the one that I showed you in the last video. This one here, which was next to it and obviously is the same seed, has got black seed in it. Now they'll all grow the same. Obviously that big one there, as I showed you the other day, has got white seed. That one's got white and this one's got black, and you get variations between the two as well. As I say, you get some with white with black stripes on. So these are the seeds that I did in the last video. They're sort of merrily drying out. The reason I'm rushing to get these in is we've got rain predicted in the next couple of days, so I'm fetching these in now whilst they're dry, because if it rains they'll get wet and they'll start to go mildewy, so that's why I'm pulling them all down and burning them now. So this is the next part to be pulled out, so I'm just waiting for the seeds and that to come off the nasturtiums, and I'll be pulling all of those out. As you can see, it's a lot clearer now, so the rest of the brassicas will be being pulled out of this side. I'll also feed them to the chickens. Obviously these will be fruiting next spring, so they'll be staying exactly where they are. Potato plot as it was, all nicely dug out. Now I had a fire earlier on this week to burn all of the old bean shoots and stuff, so here's a quick video of that. Well, that's all the beans gone in it, so you can see it's a little bit smoky for this time of day, but it's not too bad. So now what I'm going to do is chop all the sunflower stalks down, and whilst it's nice and hot, put them in there to see if I can get rid of those as well. So those 2 shed panels have been taken apart. As you can see, that's all the tongue and groove there, and then these are the sort of the struts, the supporting part. They've all been dismantled now and put in the shed to keep them dry. And those are the sticks there that were up the side of the tunnel. They've also been bunched together and just tied up to keep them straight. And then note I've laid them down flat so that they so as they dry over the winter they'll become straight. The courgette plants are still going strong, so we're still getting courgettes off there, but to be honest with you, the chickens are having the majority of those now. The parsnips and the beetroot and the Swedes are still doing sort of reasonably okay. Since we've had the rain this week, the parsnips have picked up quite a lot. So they were starting to sort of fall over a little bit, but they've perked up quite a lot. The rhubarb is just about finished now, so that's all dying back. As you can see, this is where the beans used to be, so they've all been pulled up. There's still a few sort of leaves and stuff here that need raking up. They'll go on the next fire. The kohlrabi is literally ready to eat now, so we'll be having some of that this week. And the leeks and the chard are also doing quite well. So since I pulled the calandulas out, the chard really come on really well. So I'll be picking some of that shortly as well to have with the dinners. I haven't done any more digging around here. I've just been too busy with other things, as you've seen on the videos. But I'll be digging the rest of this out this week. So what I'm going to do is dig along here, dig all of this wood chip and grass in, and then I'll dig along to here, and then I'll be working my way back along there where the beans were. Just dig that over for the winter. Any weeds with seeds on, I'll be getting rid of them straight away. Anything else, I'm just going to dig straight into the ground now. Coming up here, the squash. The squashes are doing really well. As you can see, they put on a reasonable amount of weight. So there's my hand. So that's probably about 4.5 inches long now. So I do think we're going to get some butternut squashes. Sorry, did I say gourd then? Well, I suppose they are a gourd. But there's another butternut squash over there, and there's one baby one over here, as you can see. So they are coming on strong. There's another one there, another one there, and also this side as well. Since I've dug the potatoes out, these have actually grown probably about another 2 or 3 foot. So all in all the way around it, there's probably about 20 butternut squashes. Now, if all of these are going to grow before it starts freezing, I really don't know, but we can but keep our fingers crossed. As you can see, that they're absolutely everywhere now. So we went for ages without anything, and then all of a sudden there's 20 odd of them. It's just quite typical, really, like buzzes. Right, so you can see the winterfest gourd still coming on. There's another one there, and if you can see over there, just zoom in for you, there's one there, and there's also one just behind it there, and then there's another bunch of them growing over there. Sorry, I can't step over because the ground's been dug over now, so there's plenty of them still coming. The sunflowers are sort of coming to an end this side as well, but we've got a nice bit of sun today, so they're coming on. The sweet peas, again, have done me proud. They're still going strong. There's a couple died in the middle, but all of these here have just kept on growing, so I can't fault it really. I need to be pulling some of the seeds off there, otherwise I'm going to get loads of sweet peas here next year. But the sunflowers do look lovely this time of year. Obviously these ones are a little bit smaller than the ones we had earlier in the year. But as I say, we've had a reasonable amount of rain this week. We've had 2 days where it's been raining. As you can see, the ground's quite wet now, so that was all good. But right, all the sunflowers here have been pulled out as well, along with the ones at the front. So they've all gone. So I now need to take these this pole off which I was supporting it. All of the bits of hose pipe and stuff that I was supporting them, I'll put all them in the greenhouse for next year, because obviously they'll come in again next year. And you can see these cauliflowers here are absolutely covered in seeds, so I really do need to get them out, otherwise I'm going to have cauliflower seeds everywhere. Sorry, not cauliflower, broccoli seeds everywhere. So I should have pulled them out a few weeks ago really and given them the chickens, but they'll be coming out. This is the other side of where the onions used to be, so this has all been raked over and dug out and fetched all the weeds out. What I'll be doing now is digging a load of muck in here. I know I keep saying that, but I will get around to it. I've just been a bit busy this week. The raspberries are quite a bit taller than they have been over the last few years, so I'm not quite sure. The jury's still out, but what I might do is take a couple of foot off the top of these, because I'm worried that the wind over the winter is going to snap them off. So to save them sort of being broken off in the wind, what I might do is tie these other ones that have fallen over again, tie them back into the framework, and what I might do is go along and cut off probably to about a foot, sort of a foot or so above this top frame here, so the more uniform length, because I think the ones, you know, the likes of this one here, as soon as it's finished fruiting, I think I'll cut that down to there, because otherwise that's just going to get blown over in the winter. So I need to chop a bit off the top of them, to be honest with you. The strawberries, I've been picking quite a few strawberries this time of year, which is always a bonus, because you don't normally get them this time of year. But as you can see, there's still plenty coming. There's a couple there. Obviously, they're not as there's not as many of them as there was in the summer, but or in the spring. But you know, they are coming quite nicely. So that's the strawberry bed, and we're back to the beginning. So I've been tidying up here. I need to get rid of this pane of glass. In the next week, what I'm going to do is empty everything that's in this bin, which is one of the jobs, to put it back in the greenhouse here. So this border here, and I'll be planting these lettuce and rocket and strawberries, the alpine strawberries, in there. Other jobs, I'll be sorting this out here. What I'm going to do here is make like a pot store. So I'm going to be continuing this wood across and make like a box in there. There is a box at the back already, which was part of the original border, which I've never really used. So what I'm going to be doing is continuing this part here along to make like a proper box, and then I'll be keeping all of the pots and that in there over the winter to keep them safe. Because up the allotment they do tend to walk if you leave them lying about, to be honest with you. So they're going to go in there, and obviously these metal trays that I've got there will go on top as like a lid. Then as and when I need the pots, I can just lift that up and get the pots out of there. So that's one thing. I'm also going to be, in the next few weeks, you've probably seen it advertised on previous videos, I'm going to put another shelf along here, like this one here, just so I can put me bits and bobs in, you know, to keep the surfaces clear. So I'll be putting a bit of shelving in there, and I'll also be sorting out these holes at the end here, like I said earlier on. Obviously I don't want any rodents coming through here, and also where these holes here where the vines come through, I need to start wrapping some stuff around the vines there to basically to stop the rodents coming, but also for over the winter I don't want you know, a draft blowing through there. You know, I want to keep it reasonably warm in here, so they're going to be blocked up as well. I think I'm going to put some cloth around them or something like that. I'm not quite made my mind up. So, and obviously all the seeds are going to be put away. So now the seeds are all dry, you want to get them in an envelope like this. Obviously label them up and seal them up. I left that open so I could show you the seeds earlier, but they'll all be sealed up and put in the shed for later. Here are the carrots for today. Some of them are a bit knobbly, but they'll taste nice nevertheless. This one looks like it's trying to run off. So I hope this episode has been of some use to you. Thank you for everybody who's been leaving comments over the past few weeks. I do appreciate learning how everybody else is getting on and what you've been up to, and the fact that the videos I've been putting together have been useful to you. Thank you to everybody who's subscribed. I'm almost up to 200 now, so considering I've only been doing these videos on YouTube since May, I think I'm doing reasonably well with the people subscribing, so thank you very much for subscribing. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Please leave any comments that you've got below, whether it be positive or negative. Let me know, so obviously anything you let me know I can improve or focus in on. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Jim's Allotment Garden. There's plenty more coming up. As you can see at the end, there's a whole list of ideas which I'm going to be doing. The one thing I haven't got around to doing this weekend is the birdhouse gourd. Now what I'm going to be doing is cutting a hole in this and sort of getting all the seeds out for next year, but I'm also going to be making this into a little birdhouse. I'm going to be making a metal bracket to go under this so I can fit this on top of the greenhouse where I know cats can't get to it. I'm also going to be putting out a little thing for the birds to land on, and obviously I want to encourage the birds into the allotment. So this is going to go on the sort of the top apex of the greenhouse at this end here, so just beyond the camera now. So I'll be doing that in the next couple of episodes. We're also coming up to Halloween, so there'll be pumpkin carving and also keeping the seeds for next year. So there's going to be loads of things happening in the next month or so, leading up to the sort of the winter coming. There's plenty more stuff to do. So please keep watching. Please subscribe, and I shall be posting videos sort of weekly on the next few months to let you know how things are going on in the allotment. So thank you for watching. All the best. Bye bye.